Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
MIGCAST, news episode 10. We just got done talking about what we've been playing.
Yeah, if you click the timestamp, I mean, now we're going to be...
It was like 48 minutes or something.
Yeah,
we've been playing a lot of stuff. But now we're going to dive into news. What's been going on since the last time we came to you. It's been a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like a lot of like little stuff. It's not like really huge, controversial stories and all that.
Wait until we're doing this podcast during E3.
That's going to be our fun. Hard. Yeah. It's been hard, like...
You know that's going to be like a record every day.
We're going to level
it every day, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of in this mood right now where I kind of want to like break our record of longest episode, but I want to like crush the shit out of it. So that's why like I kind of want to like do the tangent thing, how we wanted to kind of change things up and focus stuff on things better. But with being really like, I was sick for like 2 weeks and he was traveling, as you guys should know. But I feel it's great to have this nice long episode being back and whatnot and cover. There's a lot of freaking ground.
There's a lot of news to talk about. Where do we start?
Oh shit, man. Xbox and the whole the PC. Yeah. I don't want to call it parity, and then the whole upgrading. Yeah. There's a lot of I don't know on the wording properly. You know some. I kind of know bits and pieces.
Because Microsoft made
the rest.
What was it called? It's like, we'll have to put it down here. It's like Microsoft,
if I can find, because it's a lot of complicated shit
or something. App program platform. It's some weird name. Basically, what Microsoft said is that any Xbox One game, that first party Xbox One game, is going to also appear on Windows. And everybody's like, "Hey, this is awesome, sweet." Yeah. Well, here's the problem. The games that go to Windows 10 are going to be very limited in their video options and their settings compared to what normal PC users are used to. We get a game for PC and jack that thing up to 4K resolution if you want. 16x anti-aliasing, MBAO, SSAO, like... Also, draw distances max. Like, we're used to having a lot of settings we can mess with. With these games that are Xbox One games that go to PC, that's not going to be the case. I believe they already said by default VSync will be turned on. Anybody that plays computer games knows that VSync's usually one of the options you turn off to get better frames.
It depends how optimized your game. If your game's optimized good, VSync usually doesn't matter. Our cards can easily handle 60 FPS with VSync. If the game is optimized.
If it's optimized, right. But
he's talking about.
Like, VSync's going to be forced. The graphic options are not going to be very deep. And that pissed a lot of people off. I think that's a bad move for Microsoft. I'm pretty sure they're going to have their own, like, app store. Like, you'll have to get it through, like, their own app thing. Like...
Well, and DirectX...
It's just a stupid move.
DirectX 12, like DirectX 12 is starting to become like this thing now that PC Gamer had an article. There was one of those big PC magazines again. I'll put the big fact down here about why DirectX 12 now is going to be an abomination and it's going to be really bad and some of the issues with it. And a lot of that I think has to do with what they're doing. Hey, I love the fact that we're going to maybe be able to get even more games. We're getting the new Forza. I mean, we're getting everything, but these are just the games that I know right off the top of my head.
New Forza.
It
was like
I thought Forza 6 was announced for PC.
They called it something weird. It's like a curated section of Forza 6. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but either way, like, see, it's weird because we'll have to wait and see how these games come out and how they do run and look because it's like, it is exciting to be able to play games that, I mean, we wouldn't normally have.
Yeah.
Because since we filmed the last episode, I was like, Xbox, there's really not much going on. I might have... No, we haven't filmed... No, you guys don't know. Xbox One gone again.
Yeah, he got rid of his Xbox.
He's got it.
I didn't.
There's no point to have it. I kind of foresaw this happening because it's like Quantum Break going to PC. I mean, Gears of War Ultimate.
Yeah. What type of settings and stuff are you going to be sacrificing to play it on PC?
Well, exactly.
That's my big concern.
Yeah. And we'll have to wait and see, guys. I mean, it's... Microsoft has always been pretty good with like the tech stuff, and it's like they've had missteps, but it's like with Nintendo... A good company will learn from missteps, and Microsoft will be careful with stuff. We're going to bring up another piece of tech here in a moment when we get here because something happened with that with a misstep. But it seemed, fuck, what was it? There was talk, right, when the Xbox One was first announced, like it'd be like new consoles would be like upgradable or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the Xbox heads also like reiterated that again, that there'll be some way that we can upgrade the Xbox One and we won't really have to do. Yeah, maybe there'll be an easy chip thing. And he was kind of ticked, I guess, with some of the reaction to a lot of that. And he said, listen, we're not going to be shipping like screwdrivers, was like his quote to people, and expecting to do these like kit upgrade things. Honestly, like if it could limit some of the faulty, like that'd be kind of, I think, cool for gamers too, though. And hopefully limit like some of the costs and stuff. But it's going to be interesting. Like I don't know what to think of it. I know maybe you're kind of iffy.
I'm being as heavy into PC games as I am, and I will almost always 99% of the time choose a PC version of a game over a console version of a game. Yeah.
Even if it's broken, like, because you can kind of deal with video card.
You do it, you know it's going to get patched.
Yeah, GPU vendors always will have that weak one.
Yeah.
Now that isn't how it should be.
No,
I think that's crap.
That's games in general don't ship working anymore.
Well, and
everything ships broken now.
You guys have heard the NVIDIA AMD thing. We're both AMD. That's more of a cost thing. I get AMD is rough on the money, but there's no excuse for NVIDIA, who's got almost disposable income, whatever. They can throw this stuff away to go to these developers and work with them on every freaking game. I mean, these games are big blockbuster games, guys. There shouldn't be oversight here.
I agree.
And I think a lot of that mainly doesn't maybe have to do with them. It has to do with publishers pushing games out. And it's like, take a break, guys, increase the quality, which we're seeing. We're seeing, I think, more publishers kind of being like, maybe we wait longer on this and we fix.
And that's a good call. Yeah. I will gladly take delay upon delay upon delay of a game if it means I'm going to get a working, fixed, proper game.
Not to hate on this guy about certain games. Like pre-ordering, guys, don't pre-order, please. Wait and see how games actually run for you. Mainly on PC and even like some console. No, there's no point, especially if you're on PC with Steam and you play that game for 2 hours, you cannot get the refund. Unless this game bombs like an Arkham Knight. I almost said Arkham City. I get them all mixed up.
Arkham Knight. Doesn't matter because the game should be good.
No, I know that, but that's a series I kind of want to see a little rebooted. But sorry, I don't want to keep going on too much with that. But it's the same thing you guys have heard from me and Josh about it. This is a big issue, guys, in games. And hopefully, as PC and the consoles all kind of catch up with each other,
you get more parity.
We'll get, because right now, computer tech, I think, can increase. The problem that you're seeing is a lot of these vendors, a lot of it is power, environmental impact, and it has to do with heat.
And not just that, our software is never up to date with hardware. Hardware always evolves quicker than software. Yeah. And I really kind of wish that we'd almost chill out on hardware. Yeah. And hardware vendors and hardware makers would start working with the software companies to start optimizing and getting software up to speed. I mean, we have 4, 6, 8 core processors.
Core's not being used.
Yeah. Fuck it, I go run a game and it's 1 core's being used. Like, come on.
Or all cores are being used, but only half, but your game is still having issue. Like, I hate that crap. And we're going to tangent. This is going an hour and a half, and I don't really care. Intel, I was telling Josh about this. This is good for Intel. I don't typically like them just because they charge too much just because they can. Like Apple, they make the best stuff, but they charge too much just because they can. But they announced their biggest new thing now will be, decreasing power consumption and making things run cooler. If you have i7s and the new badass shit, that is going to last a while. So this is good. So many of these people are throwing in like 980 Ti's or SLIing them and whatnot. Guys, just stop, please. SLI is one of those things more people are not using, and they're going to be outdated. Please put your money into something else.
Yep. You're always better off buying one really badass boss card than you are buying 2 cards.
Yeah. So that's our rant for that.
So there's that.
I have a lot of various things, but I don't want to keep going on about stuff. Well, can you think of something that's on your brain that you want to discuss?
I mean, we're already talking about Microsoft, so we might as well hit the fucking HoloLens news.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're talking about stuff that kind of they misstepped on.
I don't think it's necessarily a misstep.
It's smart in the longer run, but this is affected, though, because of a previous misstep, is what I'm talking about. The Kinect was what they said.
Yes. Anyways, the HoloLens units are the DKs, development kits are now available, or soon will be. Soon will be available.
No, they've been. People have them.
They are available.
Yeah.
$3,000 for a developer kit. Yeah. Now, in Microsoft's defense, Microsoft has put out there, they are this expensive because they want developers and only developers to have these for right now. Mm-hmm. They don't want the general public having it. Like when Oculus DK1 came out, I think it was $300. $350. Made it so that a lot of consumers went out and bought a DK1 just so they could have a DK1.
I'll get in here in a moment.
So I don't fault, like you have a lot of people like, oh my God, $3,000 development kit. I don't think that's bad. I think that's Microsoft trying to do their best to keep it out of the hands of us because they don't want us fully seeing stuff and getting our hands on it until it's in a condition that they like. So that was big news. A lot of people freak out about that.
Well, I wanted to jump in with some because like people like me, for instance, that you get a dev kit and it's like some of these, you're seeing some of these people that really haven't made games before that maybe do venture into it. Because I was almost going to say that I think that's, if you want a technology to take off and you're somebody like Microsoft, and I know there was that whole Xbox, could be sold or something because they had maybe some money issues with it. You got to give those out to friggin' free, for free to a lot of these. And I'm sure EA and some of these studios, they are.
I'm sure there are developers that got those HoloLenses.
Give them to the smaller guys, though, because it does not hurt to have all these people. Look at what Sony's doing. You're not seeing PSVR coming out yet, but you are seeing a lot of freaking stuff for that. Like when that comes out, they're going to be loaded. That will be a VR headset that will not fail. So Microsoft is being smart with indefinitely kind of putting HoloLens on hold. And that was prompted by Kinect being kind of a bomb.
Yeah, Kinect kind of bombed out.
And they don't want to have a repeat.
I'm still hopeful for HoloLens. I think HoloLens could be a really cool thing.
Features.
I think it could be a really cool thing. I'll eventually be interested to see what they end up releasing a CV1 at.
I don't. Oh God, I don't want to be that person.
I still don't think we'll see it this year.
HoloLens. I'm gonna pull like something I usually do with Nintendo. HoloLens will not be successful, and I don't. It would never be successful.
It's a bold prediction.
No, it's an accurate depiction, and maybe that's something Microsoft is taking into effect. But because of the prices of these headsets and with how many people are making them, you have to pick and choose. You're only going to get one for PC. You're only going to get one for console. For the average maybe person.
Yeah,
actually, the average person might not even get any.
Yeah.
It's expensive. I know for Josh with like PC, you have the Vive being more money, but overall, I guess the better quality. Yeah, and then you have Oculus, which is the cheaper. It functions and all that stuff.
Come with everything.
Yeah, stuff is still waiting to come out. But you're not going to double dip unless you throw some money. Another reason why, if you're going to get a second video card to SLI, don't guys, because VR doesn't really utilize it.
Hold on to it.
Put it in the VR headset. So that's my bold prediction. It's just there's too many people making these sets. We know Google's going to work on one. Like too many companies are trying to get in.
Google has a VR division now,
and I'm sure Apple will come out with one at some point. It'll be lacking all these features everybody else has.
That'll be the most expensive one.
And you know what's going to be called? I am. Ha! Just because it just seems.
I
don't want to hate on them, but it will come out.
That's good.
Apple will do it.
That's good. The Apple I am.
It will not be as powerful as everybody else's.
That's fucking fantastic.
It'll be double the price, and everybody will gobble it up. I thought about that, but then they'll be sued by IAMS because it's pet food.
No, they'll make it different enough that they'll get away with it.
You guys know we love VR. This always comes up, guys. I'm so sorry. We always love talking VR. This tech is going to be huge. We always keep saying it.
Going to be huge, but if you want to experience it right off the bat, you're going to have to pay some serious money.
Yeah.
Especially now that the HTC Vive.
Yep. One of those
Vive has been officially announced.
Yep.
The HTC Vive will retail at $799 US.
Yeah, some people don't think it's too bad.
It's actually cheaper than I thought. I was expecting them to come in at $1,000. Now you have to keep in mind when you look at Oculus is how much? $600?
Yeah.
This is $800. A lot of people are like, holy shit. Well, you got to keep in mind is the Vive comes with the full room. It comes with the room sensors that you have to put up. It comes with the motion controls.
I believe it comes with a game bundle, kind of like what Oculus
it comes with the motion controls.
It's not Half-Life 3. No. Again, sorry for my Life is Strange unboxing video because I rewatched that again. I legit said that.
Straight said that.
Half-Life 3 does not exist.
So 800 is pretty. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When they did announce it, it's just like, whew, damn. But it comes with a lot
not.
more than the Oculus comes with. And a lot of people say
most of the
better
hands-on
headset.
Yeah, it's the quality
more
thing.
Comfortable. It's better.
Valve is giving
Valve's
more
working on it,
now,
putting input in on it.
I may be, even though I'm like a big VR guru, I may be out of loop of it, but it doesn't seem like. I mean, I know there are going to be exclusive, but it still seems like Oculus and Valve are kind of.
They will all work together.
Yeah, and I kind of do like that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting in VR to see how that ends up happening out, where, because Oculus is going to have their own storefront. Vive, whatever, is going to have its own storefront.
Oh, yeah.
Will all VR games work on all VR headsets? Or will some VR games,
as good as others,
Oculus Rift Studios or Oculus Studios VR stuff might not work as well on Vive.
It's going to be interesting because, I mean, a lot of that, it has to do with architecture and software, which we'll bring up a Palmer Luckey quote here in a minute too. Mm-hmm. But I really think the big person, the big publisher that is really going to push VR, I think, is going to be Sony. And I know Oculus is like the big name.
We still so don't know.
Sony will be the cheapest.
Don't know about Sony's.
They'll be the cheapest. According to a lot of the game publishers, it is the best experience because they allow you to choose fixed options, I believe, between, do you want like the 90 hertz refresh, 75, 60? They have scaling and options or whatnot. They have a lot of the better TVs like support. The one thing I do not like, and I think Sony might misstep on, is I would love them to release like an SDK or something for PC. Yeah. It might not work as well. Put it out there though. Let people connect that in, and they will, I guess, in some way. Let some people screw with that because you might be able to do some cool stuff with that.
That would be nice.
But I'm eager to see what they'll do, and we know that we still need a price on that, and I don't think it'll fail. Vive, I thought I read something about 10,000 units sold in. It was kind of like a short period of time. I can't remember if it was like 10 minutes or a couple hours. Oculus still outsold it based on some of the production estimates we were getting, but that's the price. All right, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely pricing. No, that's what the news is. It's what the news is for.
But we always will jerk off VR for 20, 30 minutes.
No, but because VR is an important
It's very future, guys. MMOs, we're getting sorted out online. Just wait, guys. Just wait.
VR is important.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, you look around in the streets of the city now and it's all this. And soon it's going to be all this.
The Matrix guy, I'm not trying to be sci-fi. The Matrix can literally exist in the future. I mean, it's just a matter of graphics and processing. I mean, we will. I mean, think about it's really cool, guys. The technology and science, and rather than the 80s and 90s and the lawnmower man type shit, VR works now. Don't go by your Gear VR opinions because Josh will tell you that it's a lot different than
it's still
Oculus.
Good,
yeah,
but it is a lot different.
But a lot of these people trying that out might get turned off by that. So please check out the full big units when they launch.
Check out an Oculus when you can.
Yeah, and
prepare to have your mind blown.
Yeah, mid-April, guy. I mean, that shit's right around the corner. And you're going to see a lot of cool opinions.
So there was that.
Yes, there's that.
What else?
I got a lot of little stuff on here.
If it's news, bring it up.
Far Cry 4. Far Cry Primal, maps overlaid. You'll see a picture down here. What do you think about that? Laziness?
I think Far Cry Primal should have been approached and handled like Blood Dragon was.
Sorry, guys.
I think Primal should have been sold as its own standalone, but not as a $60 game. I think Primal probably should have came in at $40. Mm-hmm. And they should have touted it as a whole, it's kind of like Blood Dragon. It's kind of like this thing here, I think $60 for that game is ridiculous. I don't think there's enough content in it for it.
There's SLI problems.
Well, of course there
is. Patch. It's good now, guys.
Given the fact that they just used Far Cry 4's map and just dumped new assets over it,
I'm torn, because they changed a lot up, and I really wish, rather than trying to, some people think they cut corners and hid. I don't fault them for it, but why couldn't you guys have sold it as that and just say that this is prehistoric? It takes place in the same region.
Yeah,
sell it as that. Don't try to sit there and hide. Hide that type of stuff under there. To me, the reason why we have not played it is because coming off Ark and a lot of that stuff,
it's just too much.
We kind of did the caveman thing, and a lot of the YouTube impression videos I watched, it was just kind of it's okay. Now, I will not fault Ubi. Their sales might be bad. You need to try unique things like this.
Yeah,
that is definitely good for gaming, and that's you can talk about some of our unique things that might be or may not be true that we're waiting on.
Oh yeah.
Let's just go into that. But that's that. I don't fault Ubi for doing that.
EA.
A certain Battlefield.
EA.
EA Dice or maybe Dice isn't working on the
Dice.
EA Dice.
They haven't announced, right?
No, it's the leak, which
it's rumored.
Given how the turnaround is on these games, it's accurate, guys.
You'll know by E3 for sure.
You'll know.
It is rumored that the next Battlefield game will in fact take place during World War One. One, not two. One. I am super hoping.
You guys saw our tweet. I tweeted that out for us.
Super hoping that is true because, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of all the modern day shooters. Just sick of them. And even modern day shooters are starting to turn into futuristic shooters.
They're all future. Where's the fun and the different?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
If they are actually doing a World War One Battlefield, day one. Yeah. I'll be on that day one.
Yeah, and see the biggest thing, like I'm not concerned because I think they'll find very interesting ways to keep the gameplay fresh.
Even if it was a World War II, I'd buy day one.
Will it be historically accurate? Hell no. They're going to probably be taking this happened in history, and we're just going to take some liberties with it. And I don't know if that's so bad because I'm thinking that a lot of the people growing up now, like especially the people playing this, it's hard to teach history in school. There's so much to cover.
Perfect way to teach history.
Even if you can frame a war and show people some of the stuff that happened, I think that's cool. It's a history lesson in itself. But I mean, the gameplay options, I'm thinking like what type of stuff, I mean, because they're going to have to they got to keep it interesting.
Also, because we had planes in World War One.
Yeah, you could have Red Baron type stuff going on.
So you had planes, you still have dogfights. We had tanks in World War One.
Yeah, basic ones. I believe we came out with those first, because I thought I was reading something about like the Germans for a while or whatever. There was some tech advantage or disadvantage. I'm not really good with history, but one side had more advanced stuff, and the other side it like was legit like nightmares. Like they feared when this stuff would come out. It was scary as hell.
How do you deal with something?
Snipers.
Like that? Yeah,
that's when snipers. I mean, first really, you had like Minutemen and trees back in the days, but like this is
trench warfare.
Guerrilla warfare started getting kind of
mustard gas, like that, dude.
Charges. You have like the messenger running. Like what was that? The first like Mel Gibson movie he was in with that famous Gallipoli. I'm not weird. I think that's
we were soldiers once.
No. This is World War One. It was like one of his first movies. I want to say it's like Gallipoli, whatever, guys. I'm not good with the history thing, but it was the famous. I'm pretty sure it was one of those like built on a real guy. Okay. That was the whole like runner for these things. But I'm interested to see, guys, because when a developer gets challenged to take something, especially like World War One, where the fire rates are a little off, maybe they'll tweak them up a little bit. Don't fault them for that. If they got to tweak the weapons,
it's going to be a risky move for them because people coming in there would be like, what the fuck? Why can't I just spray and pray? How come I can't shoot 300 rounds a minute?
Well, maybe they do something like Bad Company with the World War One game, and it's one of these, they make a fictional unit up of these guys that started this guerrilla warfare.
Or you just go World War II and you go to, not many World War II games haven't done Africa.
A lot of different,
a lot of them have not done Africa.
I would still love to see another, guys, we really have not had a good Vietnam game, and don't put Black Ops in there because that kind of jumped. It had some of that in there. I want to see more Tunnel Rat. I want to see a lot of that stuff. But no, World War One. I would love to see them do interesting gameplay things like setting up a trench. Give us like a cool base building. Like your line's gonna get hit in 10 minutes. What about a multiplayer mode where you got to put down, build your trenches, line this up,
attack and defend?
I'll be interested to see it. Could it be another hard line? Yeah, it could bomb.
It could bomb.
But when a developer, again...
At least we're taking risks and doing something different.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Remember, this is all rumored. This isn't fact yet.
It's the way the shooters are. This is going to be out in October, by the way. So the fact, because I have another leak here that you probably don't know about. I probably don't. The fact that this info is out there, and in the past these shooters have always been out there, this is real, guys. It's just going to be a matter of time before it's confirmed. I got a good one for you guys. The new Call of Duty game, right?
Oh, wait. I did not hear this.
It leaked. There could be some confusion in the leak because the title might not be solid. But from the looks of it, the Call of Duty game coming out this year is Ghosts 2.
Oh, fuck.
Exactly the same thing the whole internet said.
Fuck.
And I think even Kotaku, some of these sites said, why would you name it after a game that underperformed?
Why the fuck would you do Ghosts 2?
Now, I believe, did you play through the single player? And
yes.
it wasn't... the single player is always entertaining.
The single player
not super good. The multiplayer
was fucking garbage.
Tried a lot of different the systems. It didn't feel right.
God, I
it was
hope
off.
It's not a Ghost single.
And was that Infinity Ward that made that?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, correct me if Infinity Ward was always the badasses. They always made good shit. Treyarch was bad, and then it kind of flipped. I always thought Treyarch got a bad rap
because who's doing the next one? Is it Infinity Ward?
Infinity Ward, I believe, is this one, and I thought the rumor was we're getting a Modern Warfare.
Who just did this one? Was it Jackhammer? Because there's 3 studios that do them now, right?
Yeah, I'll big fat because I think it is like Jackhammer, something Hammer. We're bad guys. Sorry about that, but. Yeah, it was funny because Treyarch always got that bad rap, and it's like I believe they did World at War, and that was one of the first. I loved that. World at War was good, man. We played a lot of that, and so I don't understand why they would Ghost 2. The futuristic we've discussed the spit guys. I'm going to zoom in on. Awesome.
They don't need
3 studios.
All the fucking Call of Duty games are all fucking futuristic now.
Yeah, they all have the jump off
futuristic.
Wall. 3 studios. 3 time periods. We've said this.
Like seriously.
Yeah. Past period.
Do your World War II, do your past wars, war. Do your modern shit, and then Advanced Warfighter can be your future shit. Like how hard is that? Like,
yeah.
Hey, Activision, this is why your fucking Call of Duty games are selling and making less and less money every year.
Yeah.
Because we're tired of it. We're tired of futuristic shooters.
Yeah, which is another reason why they push more of the DLC and skins. It's to make up the margins there.
Just stop. Go back to World War II for fuck's sake.
And it's great because they know and they acknowledge it. And I think that's the good thing. In the past, a lot of these studios wouldn't. They'd be too cocky to.
We need to kickstart a new Delta Force game.
I want to see, hey, here's a challenge to you guys. If you do Ghost 2 and it's futuristics, when you do the next Black Ops game, put it in the 70s and 80s.
Can you please set it like in
I want the start of when these Black Ops units started. And before you maybe done some missions like that, I want plane hijackings, not the bullet time and shoot 10 terrorists in the head. I want the foundation of like SAS, and I want like, Princess Gate, or it was one of those. It was the NBC Siege, right? I want classic how Rainbow Six was, but set it around the past when these special forces units
so sad
really first started.
Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Because Black Ops 1 and 2 were so good.
Yeah, and that's guys what we're all about. Switch it up, be bold, take chances. We will never fault you for taking a chance. We might not like the game. It's like Far Cry Primal.
You're going to get a lot less hate taking a chance on a game and it not working out than doing the same thing over again and it not working out.
Oh, exactly, guys. Like, it really... It's such a good time, and it's going to be a good year for gaming. We got all these different things going on. We've talked about Watch Dogs getting a change in environment.
I'm pretty sure that's like Ubi has confirmed next Assassin's Creed is not until next year.
Isn't it Egypt?
Next
or
year
Africa or something like that?
Egypt. Yep.
That is awesome.
Which opens up that slot for Watch Dogs 2, which I'd totally be okay with.
Yeah, this is all just awesome stuff, guys. Like all these different games trying these new things. Do we want to hit some Nintendo? Nintendo stuff? All right, I'll do the good news first for you guys, right? Well, it's good and bad depending on how you look at it, right? SNES, you guys saw the Nintendo Direct the other day. We had the week before. Did they have a Pokemon one?
I think so.
And they said Pokemon was going to be the focus. And all that. They had laid it out a little ahead of time. So people were like, oh, no NX news.
Okay.
So then a little after that Direct, they came out and they're like, we have another Direct coming up. So everyone's like, oh, going on. Like, oh, the NX is going to be unveiled before E3 because that's what some of the rumors are. They'll announce before and then E3 will be the big.
I think E3 is when we get everything on it.
Well, you remember the Revolution, the Wii U, all those systems were essentially leaked and everything was known up going into E3.
I think it's going to be their glorious return to E3.
Yeah. Please do a freaking stage show, guys.
Oh, no, it'll be
but I'm tangenting. It'll be tangenting. We'll announce it on a Direct, show off basic stuff. We'll be at E3. We'll see you there.
Speaking of E3, I think, did EA say they're not doing a booth at E3? I don't think.
It depends
you have some big publishers pulling out of E3. I think EA said they're not doing a booth.
It's a bummer, though, because
Ubisoft, I think.
I always have... Oh, really?
They're going to do their own thing.
I always like Aisha Tyler and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
it's entertaining.
She'll drop F-bombs on their own thing they're going to do.
Yeah, somebody was dropping it. We'll have to pull up on
it. It might have been EA.
You got too much of that. I liked when we used to get a lot of surprises with a lot of the different...
All right. So,
it's totally tangent, guys. Holy hell. 3DS. SNES games, Nintendo, holy hell, why was this not day one? SNES games are finally coming to the eShop. They could be out. I'm stubborn on this. I have no need to go and pay $7.99, I believe is the cost, on the eShop to buy SNES games. Not gonna lie, we have stacks of SNES games here. I'd rather play that on emulators at 60 FPS with cheat engines and save states, which you can save state on the 3DS. Guess what, guys? Bad news. If you have these games already on the Wii U, whatever, you get a slight discount, like a buck or two.
Still gotta rebuy them.
Give us the friggin' cross-buy, Nintendo. You have the most money, I believe, like surplus than all the other game companies or whatever. Don't be greedy fucks.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be better about not swearing. Don't do that.
Nintendo, when you do shit like this, that's the reason why people hack the shit out of your system.
Yes, guys.
So
the 3DS.
Let's move right into the next 3DS piece of
We're not going to tell you how to do some of this stuff or some of the stuff that's out there. The 3DS is fully blown open.
Fully blown.
I feel bad for Nintendo because, I mean, that's got to hurt.
Because their moneymaker just fucking went out the window.
See, it's weird, though, because, like, part of me, though, too, the NX is coming. Don't put these old systems on life support because a lot of gamers are, like, bitching on, like, NeoGAF and Reddit and stuff about, like, Wii U and 3DS. Like, the lineups this year are, like, shit.
Because they're done.
I mean, you got New Paper Mario, you got all these, but yeah, guys.
They're done.
Let's move on, right? NX is coming.
NX is coming this year.
I have no problem with Nintendo pushing people saying there's no new games. Push them. So systems getting hacked, I think if anything, the software sales won't be hurt. The hardware will go up like the PSP did, right?
But I think people are going to buy it because now they know they can fully correct it. You can do everything on it now.
Yeah. And
like you can straight ROM dumps.
Games like Donkey Kong Country, which have, those games have always, even on PC, guys, emulators have been rough at times or on the edges. They run like about 60 FPS on
You can ROM dump. You can emulate Super Nintendo, which is funny because like, hey, we're doing Super Nintendo games now. Well, great. Now, too bad people can just go run an emulator on it and just...
People have already been to do it. And like we said with the save states and cheat engines, which we've had different experiences with on like stuff that works and stuff that doesn't with the emulators.
Cheat engine's awesome.
Yeah, like you have more features. It's one of those things that I'm not faulting Nintendo on this exactly. I'm going to fault all these other publishers.
No, I'm not going to fault them either.
I don't fault Xbox because that's
bound to happen.
Yeah, Xbox and the 360, like you can't really emulate. Like emulators can't do that. There's architecture shit that just can't happen. PS3 is an emulator, surprisingly, with Cell. Runs kind of onk, but it's there. But the 3DS is blown open, and it's one of those things where even with the new updates coming out, Nintendo hasn't really been able to fix it. Instead, all of you guys that keep getting the stability updates are just kind of getting harassed.
Yeah,
with having to update your systems or whatnot. So
it can be done. There are methods out there. We're not going to post any methods.
No, we're not. We shouldn't. How to do methods. This shouldn't have even.
I think it's news. It's news. It's news.
It is news. Because, like I said, you are entitled as a gamer if you have these games like Super Metroid and shit. You should be able to play that.
You should be able to play them.
Yeah, and I think with added features, cool. Because the rant I was going to go on, we've said this before. I think it's bull crap that these game published, Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, all these companies have inferior versions of their games on like their stores when these emulators and stuff exist that have more features. And I think it pisses me off that Nintendo can't go to some of these. Why can't you throw less money than you probably do to your own internal teams to a bunch of fans that love your work and make them basically make these emulators that can do better shit?
Yep, that's what I would do.
Yeah, because the controversy.
And then I'd sell.
Yeah, I think it was the Mega Man.
I'd sell games.
Was it the Mega Man NES classics on the 3DS run like it's shit, or there's something wrong with?
How do you fuck that?
They don't. Yeah, well, and then Europe gets the
Nintendo game.
Wasn't Europe like 50 hertz? They have a different setup, the PAL or whatever, so they got screwed too. But emulators and they don't do that, and so that has always bugged me. It should be open. These games aren't usually easy to buy and play nowadays.
No.
Like Rambo NES, you don't have that on the eShop. Of course I'm going to freaking get it so I can play it on my 3DS because I own it and I freaking have loved that game. It's on the Zelda 2 was on the Rambo engine.
Zelda 2's on the Rambo.
That's all I'm going to say because now I'm doing my Matt tangent like I always do.
So yeah,
hacking can be good though, guys. Is what I'm trying to say. It can push developers to increase system features.
Yep.
In fact, you've seen in the past systems have to utilize new features and take different systems from other games. In fact, Mario Maker was on PC way before Mario Maker was what's it called? Fans in the 90s created tools on PC that was build your own Mario game.
It's true.
And so people joke when that one kid, I don't know if he ever shut down. I downloaded the demo. I never ran it before I think Nintendo took it down. This kid literally made an identical port from the Wii U of Mario Maker on PC. And it is exceptional because you can use the mouse and everything.
I know the...
Only Mario 1 style.
I know the HD Metal Gear Solid somebody was working on got...
Yeah. I'd like, though, that these projects exist. They get canned, but it pushes developers to see that there's interest, and they do it. Look at Type 0. That got released. Of course, the Vita got fucked. Only because those guys were cracking the language thing of it. And then, of course, the day that was finally released...
Oh, hey, look.
It got announced for... But see, Square did it.
Yep.
Tangenting. That's all I got to say, though, guys. This helps push developers to improve their systems, harass you with updates for stability, and it's all around. We got SNES games now, guys.
Yeah.
Like, that was maybe part of all of that.
It's true. What else?
God, there's so much bullshit we're missing. We totally forgot to throw in Palmer Lucky's quote about shit with VR, and I don't want to backtrack too much. Palmer Luckey, 23-year-old billionaire. He's always been very transparent when it comes to how he feels about stuff. I respect the man for that. A lot of people have said, holy crap, man, Facebook, like Mark Zuckerberg, people need to kind of put a muzzle on him and give him like a PR person.
Hell yeah.
Yes and no. He might get himself in trouble sometimes with his mouth, but he basically said, hey, Oculus will, develop and do stuff for Apple when they make a good computer. Some people took issue with this. I kind of side with them, but I kind of don't. Because Apple really has kind of increased. They still got a bit to go, but they got some decent graphic card games working stuff on there. I think it has a lot to do with money, cost, and it would be a pain in the ass to get Oculus up and running on that. In fact, half of the demos I got now I can no longer use because they're on the new runtimes.
Mac computers suck.
Yeah. That's one of those things, guys. If you want to freaking design sites, do the Photoshop, make music,
you and I already talked. It's the Apple IM, it will come out in...
I know, but I don't want you guys to think we're PC master race, but we're not Apple haters. If you want to design websites, do the Photoshop, make your little music in GarageBand, get a friggin' Mac. If you want power, you want to play all the latest shit, you need a PC.
Then you get a PC.
Apple's catching up, though. They're putting in good work. Palmer Luckey said this. He's got a point. It's one of those funny things where it's kind of like, okay, dude, that maybe went a little far. But maybe Apple's like, all right, maybe we do got to work with them and something comes out of it. I mean, it never hurts. You can't fault people for being bold with different shit. That's all I'll have to say about that. Fuck, there's so much stuff that we're friggin' missing here. Do you have something that you had heard of or read? Because I'm going to check real quick just to make sure we're not missing anything. Because we got a lot of raised on games. Next time we get to news, it might be another month. We don't like doing... A lot of podcasts will do a topic and they will do an hour on it. They'll do like what we did with Black Desert Online. And I don't like that. I like to kind of quick, here's our opinion, our rant, on to the next. So I want to see real quick, though, if we're missing.
If we're done with news, we're done with news.
Well, I want to make sure we're not going to miss, though, because it's going to be another, the Dota, Valve stuff. I don't really care about that. They fired their friggin' dude that was running some of their...
You got to keep in mind, like, we're doing based off of what we care about.
Yeah, we don't like MOBAs. I'm sure they're fun. They're too hard to get into, and the community has always never been friendly anytime I try to get into it. Sorry. Yep. It's one of those reasons why I like MMOs. UFC. Oh, yes. UFC happened last night, guys. About the Madden curse. It's kind of ironic, though, now that the UFC covers are kind of now becoming the same thing because I'm not going to show you my phone. I'll put it down here, but I'm looking at it right now, right? The cover of UFC 2 are your two big champs that have recently lost.
Upsets.
McGregor got choked out. And he tapped out like in a second. Holly Holm was like, screw that. You want to take me out? You're freaking knocking my ass out. And she just freaking stayed in there and probably did damage to herself. But Ronda Rousey and McGregor on the cover. And
that's funny.
Yeah. So the curse has hit other sports now.
Who makes those games? EA?
EA. There might be another studio. Like, was it like Tiburon that did like the Madden? There's another studio that probably is under them. But EA, obviously publishes and all that. So the EA curse is live in UFC. Little quick news there thing because I didn't want to forget stuff.
Yeah, well, I think news-wise, that's really all we got.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of wanted to make sure we crossed all the dots and the T's.
We got what's coming out, though.
Dude, we got a lot of stuff. You talk about you threw down money that I was giving you crap for because you should have waited.
No, fuck that.
Based on betas? Talk about it. Explain yourself.
Actually, as you're watching this...
It's out. Playing
it's
it.
out.
It might suck. It might be awesome.
It should be awesome.
Should be good.
Tom Clancy's... Gotta give credit where credit's due. Tom Clancy's The Division is out right now. As you're watching this,
I'm gonna rant about that.
You might be playing this. I have purchased it for PC. Sorry, Dave Carlson. And I am looking forward to it. No, I did not play in the beta. Yes, I have heard nothing but great things from people that have played in the beta. Nothing but great things from critics that have played in the beta. And if Jeff Gerstmann like it, it must be good because he can be super
pretty good.
picky.
Yeah.
Yes. I am $80 worth of blind faith to them because I got the gold edition that comes with the game and the season pass.
Crap.
But I have complete confidence that the Division is going to be good. And more likely than not, as you are watching this, I am enjoying the hell out of it.
Now, I'm not saying because I'm talking crap. I've heard nothing but great things about the game and the betas and what's it called. But they're betas. We have not seen long-term. Everyone had great things to say about Destiny when it first came out, and it had its problems. Now Destiny is pretty freaking awesome. People are getting tired of it.
They fixed it up.
Because every game is like that.
Taken King.
We're going to get Destiny 2, though, soon, and maybe I thought there was maybe another big DLC
delayed.
thing in there. Okay. Either way,
there's more news.
more content and stuff will come. So, like, the Division, like, I'm not hating on that.
Well, and I don't know if it was it had to have been just recently, because I've been keeping my eye on it, but they just recently revealed their year one plan of content for the Division. I believe there's going to be 3 paid expansions, as well as a ton of, like, free updates.
I love
content updates.
The style. I love how the combat. I like the game, the gameplay, a lot of that stuff, and they've tweaked some of the complaints people had. I hate the name. That's one of those things that I have a bunch of Tom Clancy books.
Why is Tom Clancy's name in it?
The man has a hard-on for military accuracy and a lot of that crap. And I watched even some of Matt Tangents. You're always going to get them here. I've been trying to be better. Whenever you watch a Tom Clancy movie, a Jack Ryan movie with Ben Affleck and all that, you listen to the audio commentary with Tom Clancy on that. He fucking goes off on these movies and how pissed off he was when they made them because of how they screwed everything up. And this isn't accurate. This isn't accurate. And this is wrong. Tom Clancy, died younger than he really should have. It's unfortunate. And I don't even think he's been alive since this game's even been in development.
No.
And I know that there's that tactical, the style, and that's kind of how that Tom Clancy brand is there, but don't put his name on it. Ghost Recon, is it Wildstorm or something like that?
Is it Tom Clancy Splinter Cell?
Tom Clancy, Splinter Cell, he was around. He never wrote any books.
Yeah, he never wrote it. But
Rainbow Six is the only book.
But they called it Tom Clancy's
Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's Some of All Fears, which was a Ghost Recon.
That was a
reskin.
game too.
Yeah. Rainbow Six was the only book that became a game. Some of All Fears is kind of in that weird territory because it was the movie thing, and that's why we got a game. But the point is, it's like, change the name. I'm a fan of him. I love the military.
Division.
Despite my career.
I wonder how how did his name get put on that?
It was all about Red Storm Entertainment, either licensing or he had gone to them because Rainbow Six was a huge.
How did his name get put on the Division?
It might have been, maybe it was in the works while he was still alive. Because it had to have been at least in the works for 4 or 5 years. And I don't think he died too long ago, but time flies. MIGCAST down here.
It's an MMO.
Yeah. So. He had a sudden heart attack. So it might have been one of those ideas he kicked out. Like, because he always did those, they get crap from his fan base. But he would write a little bit, maybe a brief synopsis, and some other author would come in and flesh out the story.
Bio.
And so maybe the Division started like that. He had an idea for the story. Somebody came in, filled in the holes. That's how you got the game. Not faulting that. I am, again, in that weird category with the whole blind pre-order thing. I went to GameStop, and I respect, they never bug me, guys, at GameStop. I'm tangenting the hell out of this, finally. And I pre-ordered stuff just to kind of help them out because they're helpful to me. I have never had bad stories. And I told the guy this. I said, I'll put $20 down on it because I had store credit. I'm not going to pick it up. I'll just do this to help you guys out or whatever.
Singing a different
I think they get hurt. Yeah, but it's there. And they called yesterday. You can pick it up. Midnight launch, all that. Yeah, I'm going to wait and see the longevity of it.
I'll let you know how it is.
I should have played the betas and put the money down.
Me
and
too.
I fault myself for that. I'm surprised you They probably don't do a hard copy on Amazon. Take advantage of Prime and do the digital if you get the
20%. They do, but they were all out of stock.
I'll never go in on season passes because a lot of season passes are half off now.
Green Man Gaming, I got the same deal.
Cool.
20%.
Either way, I'm excited to see what he thinks about it.
I'm excited.
Will not even have the money to impulse like I do sometimes.
I'm excited for it
because we have that brother thing going on where he'll hype a game. I'll be like F this, and then he pulls me in, and then I'll do the same, pull him in. We have that.
Now it's he pulled me into,
but I can't play
Black Desert. I'm going to pull him into.
I think that was part of the seed had been planted by all those stories, and you kind of get bits.
Not really. I really didn't give a shit rat's ass about it until you started talking about it. I'd heard about it, but I was just like, meh.
Upcoming. We talked about it in the intro because we're move on from the Division.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
I'm eager to see what comes with the Division, how it plays out, guys. Like I said, I'm not really a hater. I'm skeptical to see how it all pans out. Like I was with Destiny, right? I'll admit Destiny's a good game. It had its issues, but it got better.
Yeah.
Like the Division probably will too. If it should fall into the same category.
See what happens.
Coming out in the middle of the month, I believe on the 14th or 16th. If you're into like a lot of the Japanese stuff, you guys can laugh, whatever. Senran Kagura Estival Versus is coming out.
Life asses hometown.
We're not gonna get too funny into the stuff, but it's finally coming to the HD. I want to say they maybe been on PS3 in Japan. I could be wrong with this, but it's the first time on the PS4. From what I've seen, it actually is a good game. Yeah, they're pushing all the weird boundaries, guys. That's what they do. To me, I know a lot of people get offended by it, and it's a lot of tongue-in-cheek. I feel sorry if, the women are offended. A lot of women are into a lot of that stuff because of the quirky funniness. I like the stuff for that. I mean, I'm not into all that other stuff.
Yeah.
These games are getting better with time. It's like the Hyperdimension Neptunia games. They are getting better. People can say they're cheap cash-ins on tropes and all that. This game looks fun. I was maybe going to pre-order it. I'm kind of waiting, but it comes out for Vita and PS4 at obviously $60 and $39.99. And they come with, as usual, I believe Xseed is publishing it. Could be wrong. All the awesome soundtracks, art books, they always pack in. What else? The Witch and the Hundred Knight Revival Edition came out on March 1st. It's kind of one of those weird, unique games that it's almost like Diablo.
Did you order a special edition of that?
Yeah, I ordered a limited edition of it. And it's one of those things, guys, because I've had a lot of like money going out for like doctor stuff that's like not covered, like insurance stuff, so like visits and expensive stuff, right? So I had this game pre-ordered, $50 for the nice super edition. Comes with soundtracks, art book, a little figure. Game added all this new stuff in here and never shipped. Because I wanted to do an unboxing for you guys. You guys love our unboxings; they're nice and quick. Never shipped. And because of the money thing, I kind of really wasn't like, I haven't bugged on IS America. I've never emailed them. I checked my account page. It still says processing. They take the money pre-authorization just fine from my bank. But in the past, they always had issues taking the money when they send it. On Twitter, though, there's, I guess, a lot of people having issues. I think they're staffing. Maybe there's vacations, whatever. Maybe at some point we'll have that for you, but that's out. It's like Diablo-esque, but got some issues, though, at the same time. Added new features. That already came out.
Cool.
I want to say there's other Nintendo stuff coming out. We told you guys Bravely Second demo on the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. That stuff carries over. We covered that.
Season 1 of Hitman is March 11th.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm sorry. If he tries to pull me into Division, I absolutely will not be jumping because
March 11th.
I've been into Hitman games since the beginning, guys, and I'm glad that Absolution kind of had some problems because this is looking promising. Beta was mixed. I've heard really good things. I've heard some people were turned off by some of the you have options, but it's actually limited. But it's a beta. So, I'll wait and see the early impressions. I like the way they're pricing and they're releasing it. I think it's good. And because it's Square, I hope they do a similar pricing with the Final Fantasy
March
7.
11th.
Yeah. Now, let me talk about this. There's been no news in the Final Fantasy VII Remake front. But what would you think about Square maybe utilizing the same pricing with Final Fantasy VII Remake since it's going to be kind of like episodic?
I'd be okay with that.
$20.
Final Fantasy VII, I can almost guarantee is going to follow the same type of pricing and release that Hitman's going to do.
Do you think because it's Final Fantasy VII Remake and it's not Hitman, that an extra $10 gets added onto that? Maybe they justify it as costume skins.
Oh, that'd be kind of bogus.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think, it's funny as I get older because I'm getting more open to this. Like, because I was thinking the other day about pre-order bonuses, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Terra skins for Eris. I wouldn't even be opposed to that. I think that'd be kind of cool, no? Put
That
Cloud in,
cool.
or you won't put Cloud in a Kefka outfit, maybe put Sephiroth in a Kefka outfit. But stuff like that is kind of cool, and I'm actually kind of more accepting of it versus the past. I mean, that's all, guys. At this point, we're tangenting, and it's getting long.
Yeah, and release.
That's the upcoming.
Casey Powell's Lacrosse comes out March 9th.
Yeah, there's, as usual, there is odds and ends in there, guys. Uncharted 4 got pushed back another 2 weeks. It's done. It's about to go gold. Holy crap. I am saying a lot, and I apologize, guys. You know me. I'm usually fast firing.
Hyrule Warriors Legends comes out end of this month.
Check that out. Linkle's in it. I mean, that's pretty cool. New characters in the Zelda universe.
That's about it.
Oh, my God. Trillion God of Destruction comes out. That is going to be a wicked cool game. Wait, that actually got delayed. That's a false. Yeah, that's false.
Star Fox Zero end of April, but we'll have another news episode before that.
But no, Uncharted 4 is finished. It got pushed back 2 weeks into May. I think like May 10th or whatever, and that's just for manufacturing. They just want extra time to bust out maybe limited edition consoles, limited edition games, and to print enough games for the demand. So that's good stuff. I mean, that's all we really have.
That is.
Do you want to tell them what's coming up the next week? Our next episode. Like what we're going to be doing next.
Duh.
It's been like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be, we're doing the Raised on Games episode 13.
Oh, man, that's bad. That's kind of cool and kind of fitting.
We're going to be covering GameCube and the Wii.
We're going to kind of mash it up based on our experiences.
Yeah, based on our experiences. We're going to put GameCube and Wii together because just doing a GameCube episode would be too short.
Yeah.
Just doing a Wii episode.
Yeah, and again, based on our experiences, some of you guys, again.
Yep. So we got that coming up. And then I think after that, we might do part one of our PC Master Race.
Otherwise, we'd be doing 360, and we're kind of getting later in the... We can mix it up.
Yeah, so we might be mixing it up. When the Division comes out, I hope to have a video up of it, of my first time logging in and all that stuff. I'd like to get some like Let's Play stuff up of
we need to get
Black Desert.
Yeah, I've been a slack ass, guys. We still have an hour and 44 minutes of Lego. Oh no, you got the first 44. We have an hour still of Lego stuff that it's like, because I've been sick and my brain has just been out of the game, that I have not edited yet. And that might not be something that we revisit. I mean, a lot of you guys weren't watching it. That's just trial and error.
Yep.
I love more of the Black Desert Online Division type stuff. It'd be cool to show you guys that. So
I could put some of my Street Fighter matches up there.
Yeah, just little stuff.
It's easy stuff to upload.
And if you guys like it, we'll do more. If you don't, I mean, it's trial and error.
Yep.
So
that's it.
That's all we have for you guys. Thanks if you've watched this entire long ass news episode.
Yeah, it's a really long episode. Thank you for watching.
Even if you click through, still, we're glad that you guys were clicking through and hopefully
make sure you click like and subscribe.
Yeah, and comment. Again, leave hate, leave love, leave something, right? We
definitely
have very
subscribe.
Yeah. Well,
gotta subscribe.
All right, guys.
Cool.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
That's it.
Take care.
Later.